Right, let's get into it. Many moons ago, we sent the crew westward. That's right, the Classic Car and Hot Rod Festival, or Kumeu as it's known to its friends.
Well, Kumeu's now grown to a way of life. It's hard to explain actually because it's an atmosphere. It's sort of it's gone from the small beginnings to something so huge that now that it's a place to be. It's the old thing is it's just a happening thing, you know.
Each year it's got bigger and bigger and bigger, so it's like a carnival atmosphere, and there's nowhere in New Zealand where you can come to a place that you'll see that many cars in one spot.
If you ever tried to get a car park at 8:30 in the morning here on a Saturday, it's a pretty good indication of how big it's getting. It's just unbelievable. 4 years ago, you probably would have come in here and you would have lined up, say, a quarter of a mile in the queue. Now it'd be probably 3 Ks. It's just staggering. And I would say if you look out at the car park, there's probably anywhere near 500 vehicles, hot rods and all sorts of cars out there on display. It's magnificent.
It's about Motorama in New Zealand, you know. It's sort of about... It's hard to explain, actually. If somebody can come up with a word for it, it'd be pretty cool. They let us know, you know.
Running through the middle of the show is Route 66, a constant stream of cars and a lazy way to check out the variety on offer.
The thrill of obvious, a touch of heartbreak, a moment of love and domination.
Always a highlight, Ian Rainbow had his 37 Ford on display amongst the trade tents.
My name's Ian Rainbow. I own a 37 Ford Cabriolet. The engine's a 350 Chev, TPI injected, LT1, turbo 704 trans and 9-inch diff, all running on Air Ride Tech airbags, so it's you can raise it and lower it. Design Auto Interiors did the interior on the car, and it's in their stand as a promotional sort of vehicle. So we've already driven it to Christchurch before and back up through Gisborne, so it's done a few road miles. It's got a few stone chips, they call them trophies. Kumeu, yeah, it's a great event. I think it's the biggest car event in New Zealand of its type. Just the atmosphere, the people. We just enjoy coming here and having a good time.
The 1968 Kumeu, it's a 327 factory engine with a few modifications. Yep, we gave it a new paint job and new wheels and spruced it up, and it was red when we bought it, so we figured everybody had a red one. And we just come up here because it's a good weekend and it's a long weekend for us in Palmerston North, so it's really good. And yeah, we've been coming, this is our 3rd or 4th one. It's just a lot of fun, and it's a good chance to see a whole heap of cars in one area.
This chopped Merc belongs to Shane Reynolds, one of the event organisers. And we've got much more on this coming up next.
Got some trade sites here from America as well, like one of the famous guys is Rat Fink, and behind me is Gene Winfield, who was on Monster Garage with Jesse James and stuff like that. They've heard about Kumeu and they've come over.
Well, we were here 3 years ago and just brought a few things on the airplane because my buddy was showing here and he just said throw them out on the table, and it was a lot smaller show then. And this is probably I don't know, we do 30 shows a year in the States, and this is probably one of the funnest shows we've ever done. I mean, it's just a great big New Zealand party, it looks like.
Oh, yeah, they were short of a bit of help, and you know, I've done shows and organised cars and sheds, and gave them a hand to set up the show shed, which is another big draw too. You know, like the cream of the cars sort of go into that shed, and they're only allowed one shot at it, and the only time you can go back and again the following year is if you win People's Choice, which is the top car of the event, and it gets to come back the following year. But every year there's different cars in that shed.
Ah yes, the big guns. Competition for the top gong was tight. Brett Walker's Mustang got the invite, and you can see more of this bad boy later in the series. Ian Showrodder Neary and his 59 Skyliner were crowned the 07 People's Choice.
Cars are huge in America, but I reckon we're getting there too in New Zealand, and it's good to see.